Hi YouTube, how are you? It has been a minute, hasn't it? Today's January 28th, and I'm coming on today, and I'm going to talk about the Pisces nodal axis shift. Now, I realize that happened on the 11th of January, and there's a lot of videos out on it. I wrote up a whole thing of what I wanted to do, what I wanted to say, and I still have my sheet in front of me, but somehow it didn't land right for me at that time. So I trusted it, and I've just sat with it. It's been a little bit crazy out in the ethers, right? Like with everything going on with the world. And so with that happening, and the shift of the nodes, and the shift going into Pisces, I just decided to just hold back, just sit with it for a bit. Now today, all of a sudden, I just got the urge to do a video. And I have to tell you, I am not sure how other people do videos. I know what the energies are, I know how the planets are moving, but that doesn't mean, for me, I can just come on and talk about them. I need more substance than that. I need to feel something with the energy. So I was listening to a video of Molly McCord this morning while I was getting ready, and she had talked about how if you don't know something, if you're trying to figure it out, you got to drop down. It's here, it's in the intuition, and that's Pisces. So for me, I've always found trusting myself has always worked. It never seems to go with the flow of what's going on out in the world. I will say that. It's different. But that's following your own path. That is tapping into the, I'll say the unknown, the unseen, and trusting it. And recently I just saw someone, I don't know who it was, they were talking about trust and what trust really is. Trust is surrendering. And man, how many times do you have to keep trusting, right? Resurrendering. So I think that's going to be a big theme going on for the next 18 months. I decided before I did this video, I'm like, I think I might grab a deck. And I grabbed this one, The Sacred Forest. So Denise Lynn, because it seemed magical. And that's Pisces, right? Pisces is all of the other realms, the going beyond. And the card for the Oracle deck that Denise chose was Pegasus. So this card that's on all of the decks is card 28. So today is the 28th. So there in itself is a message, and it's 28 is transcending. Pisces is transcending. So that in itself is a big, large message, right? So I thought maybe I'd just talk about this nodal shift, and maybe I'll pull a card at the end. I'll see how I feel. We'll see if just some kind of message wants to come through. I have also found with this shift, for me it's been big, moving from Aries, Libra axis into Pisces, Virgo. I felt it very strongly. Now, I do feel energy really strongly. I'm sensitive to it. I don't know. Maybe everybody is. Maybe everybody isn't. I can only tell you what I go through. And I've definitely been called to change up my spiritual practice. I'll just call it a practice because that's what it always has been, long before YouTube or social media or anything. I have always had a practice. But I switched it up in how I did it because Virgo, which is the South Node, is all about, well, Virgo's the healer. Virgo's a being of service. Now, being of service does not mean sacrifice. So Virgo is very analytical. Virgo can be quite critical. These are the lower aspects of Virgo. And when we're moving into the North Node of Pisces, we're being asked to incorporate, all of what we've learned from Virgo and take with us what really is of service to ourselves and humanity, and to leave the rest behind. So for me, leaving behind Virgo means the being so structured and having it so right, like going through the list of how my practice has to be, that I miss the whole point of just connecting in. So I let that go, and I just kind of allowed myself to flow into a new type of practice that really, it took me from the mind and dropped me back into my heart. And I think that, often in life we fluctuate between that, right? The mind and the heart. But as we move into the Pisces, as we are in the Pisces nodal axis now until 2026, we are really being called to connect into that part of us. And as I say that, I can feel that really strongly in my heart chakra. And honestly, I'm so happy to be in this nodal shift now, because it feels so natural. It feels opening. It feels expansive. It feels so welcoming. It just feels like how things always should be. That doesn't mean it's easy, but when I think of Virgo in the South Node, I also think of the critic, and Virgo the critic, letting go of that, because Pisces North Node is asking us to be in our compassion. And we don't always see that in the world, do we? I mean, we are so self-critical, first of all, which is not at all helpful. And then we are critical of others, right? Because we're critical of ourselves. What's going on in here we see in the world. So just being really conscious of that is helpful. And when we do our healing work, that critical part of us tends to fade away, and we see people as they are. We're all just, part of the divine. Still doesn't make it easy, but Pisces will help us transcend if we allow those waters of Pisces just to move us gently. I had a message come through this morning about resistance, and how if we just allow Pisces waters to allow us to flow, it will gently bring us up and lay us on a shore. Meaning, we will be taken exactly where we need to go, and in a very smooth and flowing way. So I don't know, you might find that helpful if you just sit with those words for a bit. I find also with the Pisces North Node moving that I see a big shift online. And that could just be me aligning with more of like-minded people. But I see a lot of people who really want to connect, at a heart level. And I think that's so important, and I think it's wonderful. A willingness to help people. There's so much going on in the world. It's hard to know where to place our attention. For me, I just go inside and I ask Spirit to show me. So quite often I'm guided to meditations. I love to connect in with people through meditation. That's a big thing coming online. You know, a lot of people are talking about the telepathy coming back online and connecting in, and I see that being very what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes Pisces, it's hard to find the words. It just seems like normal. Like everything before now seems, I don't know, like it's just been for me, a big shift, a big, very emotional shift, heart-centered shift. You know, moving away from this perfectionism of a lower mind, you know, the micromanaging, and moving into something that's free-flowing. Free-flowing, it's magical, it's multidimensional, it's creative. If I never felt it before, I certainly feel it now, and I certainly know it to be true now, that we create our reality. And we are helped every step of the way, without a doubt. I'm at 11:32. I think I might leave it there. I might pull a card now. I haven't talked so much about, I'm talking more about my experience, but I think that's what I came on to talk about. I'd love to hear what you think, how you're experiencing this shift with the nodal access. Right now it does feel, now we do have a new moon tomorrow. That's what I wanted to also speak of. And the new moon is also the Chinese New Year. So it's a very auspicious time. New moon in Aquarius. I mean, Aquarian energy is where it's forward thinking, it's innovative, it's being your own unique self, but contributing to the whole. Now, where it shows up in your chart is going to be the area of life that you are, it's affecting you in that area of life, or where you might want to set intentions, how you want to grow and expand in that area. If you have any planets or points, it's going to really emphasize that in that area. The moon moves into Aquarius at 2:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And then tomorrow the new moon is exact at 7:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you'd have to adjust it to your own time zone. But again, you know, time isn't real, right? Like our reality of time what we think time is just an illusion. So you can work with time to tap into the conjunction part of it however you want. I work with time all the time. No pun intended. I use Archangel Metatron and ask him to bend time. I work with him to bend time for certain things, and I've been doing it for a long time now. Like, I couldn't tell you how long, like a couple of years. And it's just easy, and it's just something I just know to be true and trust, and I do it unconsciously. It's like part of my everyday of what I'm doing. I just call it in, and it's just very helpful. Remember, you know, everything we have, and every power we have within us. So we do not need an outside voice or person telling us, well, you can't really do that or this or that. It's up to you. So that being said, kind of long-winded there. I just had things to say, so I wanted to say them. So let's see what, we got two cards that came out. This card came out earlier when I was shuffling. The Elves. Playfulness. Now that is definitely Pisces. you know, the fairies, elves, the magic, the, you know, connecting into the other realms. And the ancient oak spirit. Strength. Now that is on the front of this deck as well. This is a beautiful card. If you go to the deck, you can go in and you can do a meditation. All of these cards have meditations in them. And we also have Bluebell Spirit on the bottom, which is beautiful. We have a stag there. And that is all about gratitude. And for me, the underlying card is what's, you know, an underlying energy maybe you're aware of or you're not aware of. And gratitude is huge. When we sit in gratitude for where we are and what we have in the moment, it just expands and brings more of the things we desire into our life. Because when we're in gratitude, we're really anchored in that moment. And it's in the now moment, we know this, that we really create our reality. So for me, that's another thing I've been doing, is just living as a conscious being and staying anchored in this now moment, because that's all there really ever is this now moment. So, and I know how I want my future to look. So I'm efforting myself into always trying to pull myself back. I know the second I'm out of alignment, because I feel it in my body immensely. And I think when we tune in and tap in to our body, it really helps direct us. And it helps us to really stay present in the moment. With that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you find the new moon to be beneficial for you. And I hope this new moon is for the betterment of all. And again, in the words of Pam Gregory, love more loudly. Bye for now.